Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 17. We are breaking out of the teenage years here at the one podcast for all your martial arts combat sports needs. Yes, it is the one and only record-breaking, ground-shaking, trend-setting podcast known worldwide as the Yin and The Yang. And ladies and gentlemen, as always, I am still the former two-time USW heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Chu, and lifelong martial artist. And this week we have an interesting episode because we are going to give all you good folks out there, all you martial art combat nerds, a little boxing history. And yes, boxing is considered a contact sport and to me a martial art. We will also drop a major bombshell concerning my co-host. No, he has not gotten on the sexual harassment list yet, but we will talk about that. UFC Fight Night was a bore, a new victim of Chewed Out, a few questions here, and to join me in this crusade, in this campaign, if you will, to smarten up Chew's Commandos, Mormons, militants, all our brand new listeners, and we will get to that in a second. And apparently 62% of Ireland. I'd like to welcome the one and only, my co-star, my co-host, my broadcasting partner, if you will. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, step into the grill of the check cashing, sucker trashing, never loony, Mormon Rooney, slamming, jamming, first time USW Transcontinental Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, he is my co-host. He is the owner, operator, and guru of the More of the Same network. He is Larry. Thank God I am not Dr. Nassar of the USA Olympics, Mormon.
Dr. Nassar, that seems a little in-house. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode.
Not Dr. Asshole.
I didn't say that.
Dr. Nassar, you know the guy that apparently 140 gymnasts have come forward to say that this guy was the guy who sexually assaulted and harassed and did a bunch of other shit to a gymnast. Well, now Simone Biles has come forward, so that's going to be majorly huge.
Oh, has she?
Because she's the face of, she came out, I think she came out forward and stepped up today and pretty much said, quite frankly, that she was sexually abused or assaulted by this guy.
Wow.
That
I didn't know.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Wow.
So, no, she's the face of gymnastics at this point. So, I mean, you're definitely going to have, this guy's going to life in jail, pretty much.
Good.
It's as simple as that.
We're starting this episode on a downer. Let's talk about an upper. What's going on, Ant? What's going on in the world today? People fighting, feuding, looting. It's okay. Let it go. Let it flow. Let the good times roll. Tell them, Dre.
Don't ever do that on this podcast again. No, actually, you know what? That wasn't bad. That was pretty good flow, I got to admit. I'm sure all the rappers of the hip-hop community will probably think that was pretty damn good. Pretty fly for a white guy.
I'm feeling good, my friend. We're, just feeling good. How about you?
You, my friend, look like you're dropping some weight here.
I don't know about that, but thank you very much. It's the beard. The beard hides a lot. It makes me look older and thinner.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about the hair on top, though.
Well, I ain't got no hair on top, so I must be looking older. I feel good, though, interestingly enough, because number one, I'm drinking coffee, and number two, I'm a night guy. I'm really not a day person. I know you're a day person, but I am not a day guy. I'm a night guy. Thank God we're recording this in the evening here.
Yeah, it's been a long day, but a good day.
Well, I'm upset because the Pittsburgh Steelers got eliminated.
Yeah, brother, what happened there, my friend?
Man, with a smile on your face. That's very nice.
Well, hey, look.
Let's put it this way. I really think that, number one, we need to fire that jackass offensive coordinator, Todd Haley. That's number one. Secondly, our defense just didn't show up. I mean, I don't know what the hell it was. I think that we were on such a good roll. I think that one bye week really left us refreshed, but at the same time, it threw off of the rhythm, And then thirdly, Ben just he connected. I mean, the guy had, 5 touchdowns or whatever, but still couldn't beat him. And I mean, we fought to the bitter end. I mean, if it was a massive blowout, I mean, the people in the media are portraying it to be like a 20, 30-point blowout. No, they won by 3 points. And, I mean, look, we were down, 21-0 and came back. But we just kept letting them score. So, but then they're saying, they looked past the Jaguars and they went right to the Patriots and all that other stuff. I know you're a Patriots fan. So, this is another easy road to the Super Bowl for you.
Look, I'm not. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I really wasn't paying attention this year with football. I kind of got tired of it with a lot of the politics and everything. But that's me. That's me. But I have to say that I'll probably be keeping an eye on the Super Bowl. But listen, as much as I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like the Steelers, and I'm glad they're out of the playoffs because they would have lost next week because there's one team that the Steelers have never beaten in the playoffs. And that would be the reigning, defending, 5-time Super Bowl champions, the New England Patriots.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What happened there? What happened
Wang
there?
Pressed the bleep button.
Wang, what are you doing?
I don't know. He edited something, man. I'm not really sure if that really came out or not. You got to talk to the technical jackasses in the back. My technical team, I am really upset at these guys. These guys, I have to be quite frank with you, they're bothering me. They're annoying me. I need new interns. These guys don't know their ass from their elbow. Oh. And it's getting to the point now where they don't know a wrist lock from a wristwatch either. I mean, where do you find these people from? It's like, do you just go to Bellevue and just say, hey, want a job, come with me?
Listen, how I do things is none of your business. Thank you.
Oh, God. I'm telling you, man. I don't know what's going on over there in that network of yours, but, I'm beginning to suspect that you're making Enron look like a legit business.
I run a tight ship around here.
Well, that's kayfabe it, obviously, right?
Of course.
So, interestingly enough, want to talk about how was your week?
Not bad, busy. Hit the gym. Have that happen. Actually,
save it for a little bit later. You're gonna have your segment.
Understandable. Work's been work. Just kind of, just having a good time. Celebrated my dad's 70th birthday.
Our dad's 70th birthday, because there is a controversy that I am his illegitimate son.
Well, that's still to be had.
They call him the natural. He's a son of a son.
What?
And son of a gun.
They call him the natural.
Natural as can be.
Oh, man.
They call him the natural. It just comes naturally.
Yeah, brother.
Aye.
So yeah, it's been a good week. I got my Super Nintendo clone that we talked about this week on the Retro Gamers. So I've been buying Super Nintendo games. Been doing that.
Okay. So. How's the merch doing?
Merchandise is we're doing good. We got a couple of sales under our belts.
Okay.
In fact, I have. If you give me 2 seconds here, let me go get something.
You know what I'm curious to know? I'm curious to know exactly what did you do for your dad's birthday?
We kept it low key. He wanted to keep it low key. We went to Applebee's.
I hate Applebee's. Honest to God. It's the one restaurant I would not spend 10 cents on. But however, I mean, I know you love it. I will go there just to appease you. But I could think of a lot of other places we can go to, like B-Dubs.
Well, B-Dubs is awesome.
Oh, look at that. The Retro Gamers mug. Yes, that's right. You're a pretty good Vanna White. I'm not going to lie to you. You're actually drinking something from it?
I got just as big boobs probably as Vanna does.
Is that moonshine?
It's a little of that southern charm.
I'm telling you, that's moonshine, man.
But yeah, we got hats, we got shirts, we got posters, we got cell phone cases, we got mugs.
Plug it.
Soon we're going to have leggings, all for the retro gamers, soon for the better half, and soon for the mothership of the Yin and the Yang podcast.
Fuck! I was going to say that later on. He stole my gimmick. Damn it. And by the way, how much closer are we to seeing you in a photo of leggings?
We're about $70 away.
Okay. Choose Commandos, Mormons, militants. I command you. I am not asking. I'm not requesting. I'm not suggesting. And I'm not recommending. I am commanding you motherfuckers. Go to this website called, please plug it. Just go ahead.
pro.tchip.com/the-retro-gamers. That's TEECHIP.
Go there, buy a merchandise. I don't give a shit if you buy stickers for all I care. Buy something. I want to see my co-host embarrassed, just like the Pittsburgh Steelers were. I like to see him embarrassed and wearing a pair of leggings. Nothing else, right?
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
Something for the ladies, man. I'm
Hot
sure the
dog.
ladies will appreciate white lightning.
As I like to call it, Rolling Thunder.
It's got to be the coffee, man. It's got to be the coffee I'm drinking right now. So, yes, I had promised everyone here at our humble little podcast that's received nearly 1,000 likes and downloads. And, yes, and 62% of England apparently – I'm sorry, excuse me, Ireland. My apologies for that. Great people of Ireland. We're not like the English. Yes, I do – no, I love both countries. In fact, I would like to – never been to Ireland. I would love to be there. And I've been to England. England's pretty awesome, man. I would love to go to Ireland one day, come out there and, set up a booth somewhere in downtown Dublin.
Oh, yeah?
Right? And
cool.
Just establish, the yin and the yang. Thank the good people, our listeners over there. Because apparently we've reached 62% of that country.
We're getting there. We're going worldwide.
Worldwide?
I'm stealing all of your gimmicks tonight.
Oh, I'm sure you are. It's what you do best.
How dare you?
Just like many years ago, you stole the USW Heavyweight Championship.
Are you talking?
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
I was going to say you should not be talking about the Royal Rumble.
I should be talking about the Royal Rumble, not the Royal Rumble that's coming on in a couple of weeks. I'm talking about the Royal Rumble that I defeated Chris Anderson in to become the USW Heavyweight Champion of the world. And then I defeated him again to become the USW Heavyweight Champion of the world. Two-time USW Heavyweight Champion, brother.
Fair enough, my friend. So what do we got to unpack? We got a lot of show to get to. So let's try and get right to it.
I was also younger, lighter, and had better knees at that time.
Lighter. I don't know about lighter.
Oh, lighter, man. Yes, I was a little bit lighter. Not as light as you.
You're looking good now, brother.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm feeling good. The training has been brutal. I've been finally introduced to something called TRX bands.
TRX bands?
Do you know what those are?
No.
So these are bands that you hang on the wall or on the door, and what happens is that they're like two cables.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And you see these people doing crunches and push-ups with it. Yeah. There's a bunch of shit you can do with it. Well, I got to be honest with you. That's what I did all week, and it kicked my ass.
Really?
I didn't know human beings can actually hurt like that after a couple of days of working out and stuff like that. It's been really tough, but it does create functional muscle, which is great.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
My mentality is quite simple. If you're going to work out and you're going to do all these different things, what is the point of looking good if you can't do anything with it?
This is true.
I would love to be able to have a physique where I could just play a pickup game of basketball when I want, go running when I want, practice martial arts when I want. So it's not just, for me at least, it's not just cosmetic. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You gotta, like you said, you gotta look good, you gotta feel good.
Right. Now, I hope you're looking and feeling good, brother, because let me just announce right now a brand new date for our I Should Have Quit While My Monkey Was Still Funky tour. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's over. That's right. We have a new tour. It is called Just When We Thought We Were Out, They Pull Us Back In. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I have an exclusive for all the fans, all the listeners. Even Larry himself does not even know that I'm about to drop a massive, massive bombshell.
Oh, boy.
Not in the toilet. A massive bombshell for all of you right now. And I read to you, as I quote, this is coming from the offices of the USW. And it states right here that, Larry, I want to congratulate you for all your hard work and dedication because, brother, the week after WrestleMania, see, WrestleMania is not the attraction that people think it is. It's a great attraction, don't get me wrong. But you see, there's an attraction that will happen 7 days later from after WrestleMania that will be more important than the Superstar Shakeup. Do you know what that is, my friend?
What is that?
Let me congratulate you right now for being the first man in the history of the USW, in the history of this business, to be inducted into the USW Hall of Fame.
Really?
That's right.
Wow.
President Rippo personally called me today, and he said, Champ, he goes, now I just want to let you know I am going to do something unprecedented, as this is now something that has become a piece of history. 20 years ago, the USW was formed fully. It went from the ARF to the USCW, now to the USW. And my friend, I just want to say to you, congratulations. You are the first USW heavyweight champion. You are also the forever reigning transcontinental champion of this business, of this industry. And do you know who's going to induct you into the USW Hall of Fame, my friend?
Uh-oh.
Huh? Do you know?
Who could it be? Who?
Larry
who?
Mormon?
Who?
Do you know who's going to induct you?
Who's that?
Me!
Oh!
That's right. I, the former two-time USW heavyweight champion of the world, I am going to induct my best friend, my broadcasting partner, my good man, and we are going to go out of the Garden State. We're going to go out of the Empire State into the communist society that is known as New York City. And we're going to go right back to where it all began. The USW Arena, situated in Marine Parks, Brooklyn, New York.
Wow.
Or / Sheepshead Bay. And we are going to give you that proper introduction right here. Right now. Fans, you heard it. A major bombshell. My co-host. And you know what Rippo said to me? He said, Champ, I know you're the former two-time champion. I know Larry's he's the first champion. Would it be okay? And I said, of course, because I want my broadcasting partner. He's not only the champ, but he's also, the owner, the guru of the More of the Same network, the hottest podcasting network in the history of podcasting. Forget your podcast ones. Forget your MLW radios. Forget all that other shit. This is where it's at. What you're listening to right now. So, my friend, once again,
Thank you.
Congratulations, man, on your induction. We are going to give, we will, in fact, we may even be broadcasting live and from our dinner tables. And I'm going to have you, we will even do the speech for you if you want.
Well, I could probably do that myself. No, it's only fitting that the crown jewel of USW be permanently enthralled onto the throne of greatness because I, your first ever world champion, your current transcontinental champion, the man who carried the USW into the new millennia, who headlined multiple main events, who was part of one of the most epic Iron Man matches ever to be contested, who was part of the first ever Double Jeopardy match. When you want firsts, you come to me, Chris Anderson. It's an honor and a privilege to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Andre the Giant position, if you will. And it's all about mind over matter because I don't mind and you don't matter.
Wow. This man has been out of the business for so long, and yet he still has the mic skills that can rival a Paul Heyman, a Jim Cornette. I love you, Mr. Cornette. He can rival anybody on the mic today, and it's just unbelievable. So congratulations, my friend. Now, holy shit, I think we have a show to do.
Yeah, man, what happened? We sidetracked there.
Well, you know, we got to keep the people informed, and we got to make sure that they know what is going on, and that's what we're doing. And hey, look, you know, we're not paid. At least I'm not paid to sit here to look beautiful.
Okay? Yeah, that's right. You're not paid.
Prick. Anyway, see this, folks? You see how I'm never put over during the years of friendship that I've had with this guy?
I don't even want to hear it. I put you over more. Forget about it.
I put you over my back, and I've shown the people how great I am. But that's okay. Don't mind me. So you ready to get your nerd on?
Why not? Let's do it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there was a recent article about a couple of days ago that came out on Saturday, Friday or Saturday, and it stated that after 6 years out of the octagon, all right, apparently former welterweight contender in the UFC, Chris Lytle, actually won in England his very first debut of bare knuckle boxing.
Wow, holy Lord.
Now, he joins several other MMA fighters, former MMA fighters, who are doing the same thing. A lot of the older generation of welterweights in the UFC who fought in the very beginnings as early as UFC 54.
Which had no gloves.
Right. Which, I mean, no. At that time, they did.
By that, the first few UFCs had no gloves.
Right. And so Chris Lytle now joins the likes of Wes Sims, heavyweight Wes Sims, welterweight Shoney Carter, who, by the way, I think at one point was trying out for WWE as well as TNA. And they are now considered bare-knuckle boxers.
Man, that takes a tough man.
Now, that is some scary, crazy shit because, you know, it's bad enough if somebody gets knocked out, you know, using with gloves, like MMA gloves, boxing gloves. But, man, I mean, bare-knuckle boxing, meaning like nothing on you except maybe taped fist, which actually makes it even worse, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Because the impact of the punch is even harder. It's like hitting, you know, it's like two stones coming at you, you know what I mean? And I did some digging because I personally don't know a whole lot about bare-knuckle boxing. So I did a little digging as far as my history is concerned, and I'm a history geek by nature, so I really am passionate about stuff like this. And I did something about bare-knuckle boxing, and I looked into some sources here, and it says it's the original form of boxing that is closely related to combat sports, which involves two individuals fighting without boxing gloves or padding in their hands. Mm-hmm. Now, the difference between street fighting and bare-knuckle boxing is that bare-knuckle boxing has a set of rules involved. So a lot of people don't know that. And, like, you cannot strike a downed opponent or anything like that. But there have been times where you are able to use anything you want.
Really?
But for the most part, most people still just use fist. A really good movie interpretation of bare-knuckle boxing is a Charles Bronson movie called Hard Times. That is one badass movie, boy.
Let me ask you a question. Remember when Kimbo Slice was, showing up in people's backyards and just beating the shit out of someone and then just getting back in the car?
Bare knuckle boxing.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I mean, you can look at it that way because, if you notice that there's no takedowns, there's no ground work.
Not enough time. He gets out of the car, walks in the back, punches a guy square in the jaw, gets back in his car and leaves.
Exactly. I love it. So, yeah, you could consider the late, great Kimbo Slice to be a modern-day bare-knuckle boxer. The reality of it is that the very first of all, the idea of bare-knuckle boxing actually came from England. And the first bare-knuckle champion of England was a guy named James Figg, who was actually born in the 1680s.
The inventor of the Fig Newton?
Really? I'm trying to... when my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. Now, as I was rudely interrupted, ladies and gentlemen, look, just because you're being inducted into the USW Hall of Fame and I dropped the bombshell right here, you don't have to be rude here, huh?
Listen. It's not like you're ever going to use that mic, that mute button over there. I know you installed the mute button, but you're never going to hit the mute button.
What? That's right. I don't hear a damn thing you're saying because my interns in the back finally did something correct by muting you. You guys can turn it back on now.
All that time? Really? Oh. We're going to have to talk.
You boys in the back, you got another month's worth of employment. Now,
go on. John Figg.
Okay. James Figg.
Okay.
Who claimed the title in 1719 until he held it until his retirement in 1730. Now, before this, it was always looked upon. Striking has been around since existence, I guess, right? But a lot of other fighters, notable champions were Jack Broughton, Daniel Mendoza, Jem Belcher, Hen Pierce, John Gully, Tom Cribb, Tom Spring, Jem Ward, James Burke, William Bendigo Thompson, Ben Cott, Tom Sayers, and Jem Mace. And the most notable, actually, bare-knuckle boxer that has ever been known in existence is a very famous picture, and I'm sure you will recognize who this guy is if you look up John Sullivan. John L. Sullivan. He was an Irish bare-knuckle boxer. And what was interesting about him is that he's the very first Irish-born American bare-knuckle boxer. His real name is John Lawrence Sullivan. He was nicknamed the Boston Strong Boy. He was a heavyweight. And yes, if you can imagine this, at the time, a heavyweight was 5 foot 10 and a half inches or 1.79 millimeters. For those of you who are international listeners, he had a reach of 74 inches, which equates to 188 centimeters, and he was born in Roxbury, Massachusetts on October 15th of 1858. He passed away on February 2nd of 1918 at age 59 in Abington, Massachusetts. He had an orthodox stand-up style. Formerly on record, he was originally one of these guys who they called... that's what they called him at the time, an exhibitionist.
Okay.
He would actually go around, not the Kelly type, all right, but he would go around and he would travel either in carnivals or in, any place where you can gather a crowd, and he would just get out of the car, and he was kind of like a predecessor to Kimbo Slice. He basically just got out of his, not the car, but like the horse wagon or the buggy or whatever, and just came out and said, okay, well, here I am. I will pay anybody to beat me in a bare-knuckle fight. And if you couldn't, you paid him. The man won 450 fights.
Wow.
Before he actually it's been recorded and claimed that he's won 450 fights in his lifetime. It formally, when this stuff actually became legitimate, he's had 44 fights, apparently 40 wins, 34 wins by knockout, 1 loss, 2 draws, and 1 no contest. The guy passed away at 59 years old because he was very, very, later on in his years, he was very heavy. He also pretty much took some time off to not to defend it. Mm-hmm. And then he was overweight and unhealthy from a long life of overindulging in food and drinks, as well as the effects of prize fighting. This poor guy passed away, and he had an estate worth $3,675, which was quite a good amount of money in that time period. But he only died having barely $10 in his pocket.
That's
that's really rough way to go. But he had an estate worth $3,675. Sullivan was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1990 as a member of the Hall's original class. So, when you look at it like this, by the way, the barn where Sullivan trained still stands in a small town of Belfast, New York, which is now the Bareknuckle Boxing Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
Interestingly enough. So look at it this way, man. I mean, those guys back then were built strong and tough as living hell.
Absolutely.
And by the way, the bare knuckle boxing stance is you put your left hand out, and you put almost as if you're about to do an uppercut with your left hand, and your right hand is actually by your chest.
Okay.
So it presents that old style, fighting stance.
Oh, kind of like
back in the day.
Kind of like,
yes, exactly,
okay.
Just like that,
yeah.
Right? So it's kind of like, yep, that's the most famous stance, which is pretty much left hand like an uppercut, right hand like where your palm is facing your chest. Mm-hmm. So bare knuckle boxing is no joke, man. That's some scary stuff. I mean, it is, by the way, very few countries in the world today actually make it illegal. Bare knuckle boxing is still it's making a huge comeback in England. I believe it's still there in Ireland. There is an association in New York, and actually in New York State, or I could be wrong, or in the United States itself. At the same time, if you look at the legacy of it, and this is what's really interesting, is that the modern day style, there's actually a World Bare Knuckle Boxing Association.
Really?
Which is not recognized as a sports organization anywhere outside the United States. But the sport is still practiced on a small scale all over the world, and there are a few countries where it's illegal. The British Isles, the sport is making a huge comeback, if it's not already popular there. And, the most interesting thing is that on August the 5th, 2011, the first sanctioned bout in the United States since 1889 took place at Fort McDowell Casino in Arizona between Rich Stewart of Newcastle, Delaware, and Bobby Gunn, with Gunn emerging as the victor.
Wow.
The last sanctioned fight in the United States didn't occur since 1889 between my man John Sullivan and Jake Killoran, where Sullivan emerged as the victor.
Interesting.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So if Mr. Lytle, if this is what your direction is now, and for Mr. Sims and Mr. Carter, I wish you the best. Please just protect yourself, because that's just insane, Yeah. Oh, and by the way, the oldest, listen to this one. The bare knuckle fighter Jem Mace is listed as having the longest professional career of any fighter in history, right? He fought for more than 35 years into his 60s. Wow. And he recorded his last exhibition bout in 1909 at the age of 79 years old.
Holy cow.
Now that's beast, man.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So that's just wild when I read it. I thought that this stuff was outlawed everywhere. Apparently it's not.
Well, I mean, it's I guess you face some backlash from it. I guess some people feel it being barbaric, but it's look, it's not like these guys are out to kill each other. I'm assuming after the fights, they're all like, "Hey, good fight." He won, he lost. Let's go get a beer.
Well, I find it really amazing that we live in a world now where we're so sensitive about everything, and we're worried about safety now. You talk about football concussions and all these concussions from different sports. And you talk about like all these different things, and I'm very surprised that bare knuckle boxing is not illegal in the United States or in any country around the world.
Again, it's just I guess it's one step away from UFC.
It really is. I mean, it's just all you got to do is wrap your hands and put on a pair of gloves and. There you go.
Yeah.
Because what else is protecting you? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So the next thing, UFC Fight Night. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, sure. Now, was this the fight night where Paige Vanzant fought with a broken arm?
Yes.
Wow.
And that, my friend, is the only thing we're talking about.
Really? This was not a good show?
I just didn't really find it to be quite interesting as far as I'm concerned. I mean, these fight nights are becoming over excessive. I just find that.
What are they on, like FS1?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, just like they're every week. It's becoming like a weekly episodic thing now, which I find quite, unique.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's just becoming over excessive and a little bit boring. I haven't seen a really good fight on the FS1 network yet in a while. Long while, actually.
Who was the main event?
Jeremy Stevens fought a Korean kid named Dong Hoo Kim or something.
Okay.
And he got destroyed, actually. This Korean kid.
Well, let me ask you this: how was the Paige Vanzant fight?
Well, she was doing good until she got. Was it kicked or something like that? And I think she broke her arm.
She sure did. She showed the x-ray. But she fought like 3 or 4 more rounds. She broke it early.
Unbelievable. And then she still fought.
She's a tough chick.
She's also beautiful as all hell.
She knows how to dance, I'll tell you that much.
Does she?
Season of Dancing, she was on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And she even talked about maybe meeting Ronda Rousey in the middle of the squared circle.
Yeah, but is she going to really transfer that quick?
She said she would. I'm not talking about
or
tomorrow.
Transition that quick.
You're not going to see her in the Royal Rumble, but she's talked about possibly maybe going to the WWE.
Interesting. So is it true of what Cody said? Is that when the wheels start falling off, they go to Hunter for a job?
I think it's a little different. I think you do have some legit fans. Like Ronda Rousey's a legit fan of wrestling. Paige Vanzant is a legit fan of wrestling. That's a little different than someone just Daniel Cormier. A little different than someone just trying to find a job.
That's true. Other than that, I find it almost amazing in a sense that doing a lot of history, a lot of checkups about the history of bare knuckle boxing. I never knew it was that crazy, man. You
have to be crazy to do it. Look, if I can equate it to anything, I've seen some, wild wrestling matches, like death matches and stuff like that, combat zone wrestling, game changer wrestling, where, the 2 guys will sit in a chair in the middle of the ring and legitly punch each other in the face. And you hear that smack of the flesh. It's just weird.
Totally weird, man. It's not my thing. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Just not my thing.
Well, but I mean, if I may ask you, as a fan of UFC,
okay,
the only difference between UFC and this sanctioned bare knuckle fighting would be the gloves in the cage. So, would you have a problem watching a sanctioned bare knuckle fight? Done properly, not just in a back alley somewhere.
Oh God, I don't want to sound hypocritical now. I watched the video of Chris Lytle knocking this English guy out just the smack of hearing him hit the guy right in the temple is fucking scary to me.
Yeah.
That's just too much. I really don't know if I could watch it, man. I mean, like, then again, the human body or the human mind is very adaptable. Once you see something for the first time, you're going to go, oh my God,
Yeah, right.
And then the second time it's like, oh my God. It's like, it's kind of like, but then by the third time, you're like, oh, okay, well, yeah. And then you just get used to it. I mean, it's like I said, to one of my friends one time, I said, it's like imagine if you're walking down the street or you're driving in the car and all of a sudden you stop at a red light and you see two dogs fucking, okay? And then and at first you'll be like, oh, well, you'll be tickled by it, right? By the second day, you'll be like, oh, they're still doing it. By the third day, you're like, oh, well, okay, well, yeah, it is what it is. And then by the fourth day, you just drive right past it because we've become adapted. We become,
complacent.
Inept. Complacent just to seeing it. And we know it's going to happen. So there's no point in really, emphasizing it once again.
True.
Very
true.
So.
All right. You know what, Ann? I'm getting, we're doing good so far, but I'm getting a little peckish, a little hungry. I'm going to try here for the first time ever, Sea Crunchy Seaweed Snack, teriyaki style.
Now, for those of you who are not inept as to what the hell he's eating right now, seaweed snacks are good. You can eat the whole box or bag, package, whatever the hell you want to call it. Yep, that's the way it looks.
It kind of reminds me. You ever have spinach pie? It's called
yes.
Greek. It's called spanakopita.
Yes.
Yep. This is what it looks like. Is this
from your experience of dating a Greek woman?
I may have had some history. All right, here we go. For the first time ever, live, seaweed.
And by the way, you are aware this is the same seaweed that you get sushi in, right?
I don't think I have seaweed with my sushi.
Dude, what do you think sushi's wrapped around?
Oh. I thought it was...
the green shit? It's like he's fucking eating this like he's discovered water for the first time.
It does taste like sushi. It dissolves quickly. It's different. I'll tell you that much.
Folks, it's like I said, it looks like the expression on his face is like he just discovered fucking water.
It's weird. Also because it's got some teriyaki flavor to it.
It's good.
Now I got to eat the whole thing. Otherwise, I got to put it in the freezer.
No, actually, you can actually eat the whole thing. By the way, you do know that there is one particular benefit of seaweed, right? So apparently, and this is according to a health nut friend of mine.
I'm just going to voluntarily mute my mic while I'm chewing here, so I don't want to be rude to anybody.
Okay. So, you guys and gals out there, I don't know if you know this or not, but according to one of my friends who in my 9 to 5 who's a health nut, these seaweed snacks that you purchase, as long as they're low in sodium, they're actually very good for you because apparently the seaweed stuff has iodine, which is very good for you because it also protects your thyroid. So they state that the reason why a lot of people in Japan don't have thyroid problems is because of the idea that is basically because of the fact of the seaweed and the sushi and stuff like that. The other interesting, he's taking a picture of his food. Oh my God. So if we ever get a nuclear blast, we should actually have a better probability of surviving it because of the iodine in our body.
Well, Hawaii almost did.
That's scary shit. That is scary.
For a good 38 minutes.
Now, I know my best friend. When you eat more than one of something, that means you like it.
It's not the greatest thing I've ever put in my mouth.
Oh, my God. I'm going to hold my tongue. because it's a kid's show.
What?
It's a.
But it's not.
There are so many things I could have just said just
It's
now.
not the worst thing in the world. I will be honest. It is not the worst thing in the world.
Okay.
So, should have gotten a napkin. Well, that's besides
At least you're not eating pork intestines or something.
Oh, good pork rind? Oh, man. Yum.
Pork rinds are good.
Oh, absolutely. All right, I got to... You keep talking. I'm going to throw this into a bag. I can't finish it while I'm recording. You keep talking. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, let's do... I'm going to answer one question. How's that? While you are still chomping away at this. So, Derek from Waltham, Massachusetts, actually writes and asks, why are Asian martial art fighters seem to not do so well in the UFC or in mixed martial arts to begin with? Well, it's not that they don't do well, but keep in mind, I mean, that's a really good question. You know, in the whole history of Bellator, Strikeforce, Elite XC, UFC, there's never been an Asian champion in any of these Western companies. And you may wonder, like, what gives? And for me, I really believe that what really gives is the idea that a lot of the Asian fighters are not big. They're not tall. They're not heavy in weight. So you'll see them compete at, flyweight, bantamweight, welterweight, maybe, lightweight. But you'll never see them as a light heavyweight or a heavyweight. That's very rare, or even middleweight. You do have some fighters like Ushin Okami, Mark Munoz. You do have a few people like that, like Lyoto Machida. But keep in mind of something. In reality, I mean, when I say Asian champion, I'm talking about full-blooded Asian champion. A lot of them are not structurally built for that. And also, a lot of the Asian fighters can hit hard. They can hit pretty quick, but they don't hit as hard as their Western counterparts. Also, the training's very different over there in Asia. They train MMA very differently. They don't look at it the way that we do. At the same time, but then if you look at an organization like Pride FC had Kazushi Sakuraba. It's had Nobuhiko Takada. It's had a lot of really, really good, fighters at that and over there as well. Now you have one championship. The one organization has a champion who I believe is strawweight right now, and her name is Angela Lee. Now this is one gorgeous woman. And she actually, I believe she's a strawweight. She's the champion over there. She's, I think, 19 or 20 years old. She was the youngest champion in MMA history. And I would love to see a dream fight between her versus Michelle Waterson, the karate hottie. I think that would be a great fight. And we'll see what happens. So that's, hopefully, Derek, I answered your question. The second question, actually, comes from a guy, and I kid you not, this is what his name is. His name is Jacob Jacobson. That's an interesting name. So he asked, fellas, love the podcast here, but I got to know something. Outside of your recording lives, what do you do in your spare time? Now, I don't know. You want to go first, Larry? Do you want me to go first? Or how do you want to work this one?
Well, I eat seaweed in my spare time now. That is my new thing.
Apparently. Is it good?
It was good. It was good.
You didn't throw it up? That's
No.
good.
No. I put the rest of it in the freezer for some reason.
Okay. So Jacob Jacobson asked, what do you do in your spare time?
I honestly, what spare time? I'm too busy editing all these shows. But I like to play video games, watch wrestling. I do like to collect pieces of I wouldn't say artwork, not art, but what I feel is art, whether like going to a flea market, getting stuff framed, like the Godzilla versus there we go. Godzilla
Pacific.
versus Pacific Rim.
Right.
Collect autographs. To kind of keep myself busy. Those are my hobbies. Mostly video games, though, lately with the retro gaming.
Okay. Well, for me, what do I generally like to do? So I live straight edge. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't smoke. For me, what I like to do is pretty much, I'm not really a partier. I'm not a bar hopper. I'm not a clubber, that type of thing. It's just, I really don't like crowds like that. You know what I mean? So what I generally do is hiking has been pretty cool. I've actually started picking that up. I teach my martial art classes to my students. I don't teach adults because I find that adults have preconceived notion and ego brought into the dojo or into the gun, which is what a Chinese equivalent of a dojo is. So I love my students, and I would love to, working on owning my own school one day, working out. Did I also mention I practice martial arts? I like a good game of pickup basketball, actually. I like doing physical, stuff and keeping myself active. I'm not a mall rat, but I like going to malls, seeing what they have. And New Jersey's filled with a lot of malls.
I haven't been to a good mall in a while. I mean, I got the malls out here on Long Island and stuff, but I got to go to a good mall.
Dude, you should come out to New Jersey and come visit me. We'll go to the Woodbridge Mall. It is the second, I think, or third biggest mall in Jersey.
I heard the Menlo Mall's pretty good too.
It's all right. The Woodbridge is better.
Woodbridge, okay.
Yeah. Then there's also a good Mexican joint not too far away called Jose Tejas.
There you go.
Which is outstanding. Really good stuff. And other than that, I like watching a lot of I watch some reality TV. I like watching The Walking Dead. I'm a pro wrestling fan as well. And I like retro gaming. Actually, retro gaming is one of my favorite things. That's why Larry and I have a lot in common. And
what's your favorite game?
Favorite retro video game?
Yeah, classic game.
It's got to be a tie between, and I could play this all day, either Kung Fu Master or Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Okay.
An honorable mention to Altered Beast.
Oh, wow. Good call.
Yeah. Also, on the NES, Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Oh, my God. That first one?
Yeah. I love that game, man.
Me too. I mean, it wasn't a good game, but I enjoyed it as well.
I loved it. I could play it over and over and over again.
You got to play as Godzilla or Mothra?
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Mothra is okay, but Godzilla's better. What was it? And also like WWE Raw. WWF Raw.
Oh, on Super Nintendo?
When that came out. Yep.
I just bought that the other day.
Oh, game is great.
Yep.
Really good stuff. So there you go, Jacob. I hope that we answered your question. And oh God, I don't want to make fun of this guy, but come on, let's call a spade a spade. The third question from our fans this week comes from a guy named Mike Fell. And you know what? Mike's all right. Mike fell and he's okay. God damn it, Mike. Stop being clumsy. But I don't know if he can help it or not. But, Mike, I hope you're all right. Just watch, be careful. Don't hurt yourself too bad, okay, my friend? Now, this is a really good question. And all kidding aside, Mike, we love you. You're part. I don't know if you're a commando or you're a militant, but we love you anyway. Thank you for listening. Mike asks a very, very, very good question. Larry, listen to this one.
Okay.
It seems as though both of you are professional wrestling fans. We all know that professional wrestling has been scripted and is predetermined. However, I do respect the fact that these guys and gals are athletes, yet we all know that things are predetermined. There's storylines involved. However, do you think that soon, at some point during the world of mixed martial arts, whether it be UFC, Bellator, One Fighting Championship, or any other organization, will you ever have a stage segment where the fight is either thrown or predetermined?
In like UFC and stuff? No, I don't think so.
Well, who's to say that it won't happen now?
I don't think it will. It's there. There's a difference between that boxing and pro wrestling, And, pro wrestling is designed since day one, to put on a show where the other two sports are actual competition.
Okay. But you don't think that somewhere, some way, somehow somebody will take a payout?
That's different.
I think if it's going to happen, if you're going to have two predetermined concepts, I think that it will happen amongst the promoters not going to know, the fans are not going to know, the judges are not going to know. It's going to be two fighters who may, before they go out there, say, hey, listen, why don't we throw the fight? That way we can build hype for the next one. And then make it into a trilogy or something.
I can see that. See, I could see, because it would have to be between the fighters or maybe one other person.
Okay.
So, and it's happened. It's happened in boxing. I'm sure it's happened in mixed martial arts. But to purposely go out and put on a wrestling match, if you will, in the octagon, what is that going to be? It's going to be like a Lion's Den match. It's not going to make sense.
But I mean, even if you can make it legitimate looking,
they make it legitimate looking here, or other organizations make it legitimate looking. So,
Mike Tyson fights were kind of considered to be staged, right?
Well, they weren't necessarily staged as much as wasn't Tyson just fed easy opponents.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a little different. Tyson still beat the shit out of him.
Oh yeah, would you take a fall for like $1.5 million?
I would be punched square in the face by Mike Tyson for $1.5 million.
I mean, and quite frankly, you're only.
And I met the man twice.
You're only in there for what, 40, 50 seconds at most?
5 seconds if he punches me square in the face.
I think that not excluding like in his prime you're talking about?
Even now. Look, I've met him back in when? When did he go into the Hall of Fame? WWE Hall of Fame. What, 2013 maybe?
Uh-huh.
Atlanta, I think?
Yep.
So it wasn't 2013, a little earlier than that. 2010? That doesn't make sense. Well, I met him then, and then I met him a couple years ago again. He's, years out of boxing. Look, he's not in fighting shape as he used to be, but even now, he'll still kick anybody's ass.
Oh, that's one bad dude, man.
He's the baddest man on the planet. And I am the world's toughest son of a bitch.
I cannot wait till WrestleMania actually comes to Atlanta. Because when it does, it'll give me a good reason to go see DDP.
It would be nice if they went back to Atlanta. The Georgia Dome was nice. I was almost killed in the Georgia Dome, but it was nice.
You almost got killed in the Georgia Dome? How?
Absolutely.
Would you attend a WCW event?
No, someone
wearing a Raw shirt?
Up in the catwalk, someone dropped a bag full of tools from the roof of the Georgia Dome, and it landed like a row in front of me.
Oh my God.
I'm not even joking. This actually happened.
When the fuck was this?
WrestleMania, when it was in Atlanta.
Wow. I wanted to go back to Atlanta. I want to be there. And we'll talk about that later on, ladies and gentlemen. We definitely will. So, guys, if you have any questions for us, I still can't believe this, Larry. I almost want to stop this podcast. Are you serious?
I've told you this story.
The
bag dropped right in front of me. I'm like, what was that? I was sitting next to my father. I looked down. It was a bag full of tools, and I look up, and the catwalk of the Georgia Dome, there's a guy looking down at me. And then, 5 minutes later, I look down at the bag, and some guy, kind of sneaks around one of the workers, sneaks underneath the seats, because I was in the permanent. If you're at a football game, I was second row of a football game, so I was in the permanent seats. And a guy came around and grabbed the bag real quick, almost look, nothing happened. But yeah, I came close.
Wow.
We all remember we were 6 rows away from the fireworks going haywire at WrestleMania 24.
That nearly killed us. Yes, yeah. That was that could have been free WrestleManias for life.
Worth it?
Yeah. Maybe a date with Layla before she met that jackass that she married.
You mean one of our fans of the Retro Gamers?
He's really a fan of one of the... Okay, you know what? I'm getting up. I'm slamming my fucking headset now.
No, what's the matter? Wait, what's the matter? Get back here. You are a professional. I demand you to come back and stay.
Wang, come here. Explain something to me. Why did he have to mention that guy's name? Why did he have to mention that guy at all?
Wait, what guy?
Why?
What guy? What are you talking about?
Son of a bitch.
I'm not talking about Layla's husband.
Who the hell are you talking about?
Layla.
No, I thought you were talking about her husband.
Layla is a fan of the Retro Gamers Facebook page.
She is?
She liked she liked our page.
Well, then why did you say that? I thought you meant her husband.
I don't know who her husband is.
He's one of the guys that was in NXT for a while or Florida Championship.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. That's right.
The guy that looks like a reject Carlito.
Yes. Probably doing her good.
Okay, I'm really walking out.
What? Where you go? Wang, stop him. Wang, stop him.
Fuck.
Wang, you have the right to physically restrain him.
Wang, I'll take you to the buffet if you go punch him in the face.
What?
Wang, come here. Punch him in the face, and I will take you to the Golden Corral.
For some reason, I can't really hear. My headset's not working. What? Wang, what are you doing? What are you doing in this studio,
dude? If I were you, run.
Wait,
he's hungry.
Hold on, Wang. What are you doing in this studio? What are you coming up to me? Ow! Oh! Oh! What was that all about? Oh man!
Wang!
Oh!
Hit him again.
Why doesn't my headset work for some reason?
Hit him again.
Why doesn't my headset? Wang, why did you? What? Wang, what are you?
Run again. He's coming, man.
Wang, what are you doing? Oh, wait, oh, wait, ow.
Okay. Wait. Stop. Stop. I think he learned his lesson, Wang.
Oh man, that was uncalled for.
Hold on. Let me calm this kid down. Hey, hey, come here.
God,
come here. Relax. Take it easy. I'm gonna take you to the Golden Corral in a little bit. Don't worry about it. Take it easy. Relax. Oh, at least you're not hitting me. You're hitting him. Take it easy. We gotta finish off the show, Wayne. Relax. Sit there. Relax. I don't know what came over. He's your intern, goddammit. I gotta calm your intern down. Really.
Tell him he's not allowed to eat any of my seaweed.
Oh well, that's already been done. The boxes are already on the floor, right in front of the freezer.
Oh.
But what do I know?
I've been sexually. What? I've been physically harassed.
Well, according to Huang, when he used Google Translate a few episodes back, you sexually harassed him.
What else do we have on top?
Sit there. The kid, I'm telling you, man, he needs to learn some English or something. I can't understand. I hope he understands what I'm saying.
Hey, listen.
But anyway,
North Korea is going to want to talk. Is in talks with South Korea soon, so this may not have to worry about anything anymore.
Holy shit, man! You all right?
My jaw hurts. I think I have a loose bicuspid, but I'll survive. Is he aware? Is he aware of who he hit just now? Look, we have an HR department. Granted, it's starting on Wednesday, but we just started an HR department. I'll deal with him later. If he thinks he's getting any Golden Corral, he's got another thing coming to him.
I was only kidding about the Golden Corral. I don't even think he knows what the hell that is.
He probably thinks it's Mecca.
By the way, when we want a fat ass day, there's a Golden Corral not too far from my house.
I've never been to a Golden Corral.
I've never been there either, but I heard the food is pretty okay.
All right, cool.
Actually, there's also another mall right next to it called the Freehold Mall. It's pretty awesome. You know?
We'll have to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. So, all right. So, hey, guys, if you have any questions for us, any comments, you want to shout out, whomever, whatever, whenever, please give us an email at yinandyangpodcast@gmail.com. Once again, that's yinandyangpodcast@gmail.com. Right now, we have somewhere near around 150 emails that we have not answered as of yet. So we are kind of wondering, we're picking and choosing, and we want to get to everybody. In fact, actually, my technical team was telling me at one point what we were going to try to do is, if Larry has any spare time, we were going to do a bonus segment, like a bonus drive-through. You know, so a bonus Kung Fu drive-through where we'll answer. It'll be purely answering questions, no content, no subject or anything like that. Just answering your questions, and we'll put it up on the internet. So again, you know, the drive-through is open. Don't fuck up your order, or else you'll get frustration fries, pound cake, and a side of loneliness for most of you.
Pound cake.
Right. So, you ready, Larry?
Is it that time?
It's that time.
It's that time.
It's that time for somebody to become a new victim
Here we
of
go.
our section known as Chewed Out.
Let's do it, brother.
So, are you a fan of rap music?
No.
Are you a fan of today's rap music back then? No?
No, I mean, I've listened to Eminem, D12,
D12?
a little bit of Dr. Dre. Actually, no, I never listened. You know,
But you don't consider... Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, older stuff, like Run DMC, that I listen to.
So you don't consider yourself a hip-hop head or anything like that,
No,
right?
absolutely not, no.
Okay. So I grew up...
A hippie to the hip-hop, you don't stop rocking.
Okay. I think that should just be kept exactly the way the original singer sang it. We sucked. So I was a hip-hop head at one point, and I'm not anymore. I grew up listening to the very bare beginnings of rap music all the way till 1990, which is what was considered the golden age of hip-hop.
Okay.
And then I listened to, like, Naughty by Nature in the 90s, and I listened to Wu, Biggie, Tupac, and listened to, like, all these other guys. And then after that, somewhere along the way, not even Jay-Z, hip-hop stopped in 1997 for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't listen to it anymore. I just find that the genre is just horrible now. Now it's like if you can come up with a good hook or a good beat, people will listen to it. And they don't care what it says. I mean, a lot of the content lyrically is trash. Mm-hmm. Now, that's not the point of what I'm trying to get at here. I want to direct this specifically to a rapper, if you want to really call him that, and I'm using the hugest air quotes possible. A guy named Travis Scott. Do you know who this is? He dated one of the Jenners.
Oh, Jesus. So he's already a piece of garbage.
Exactly. This guy, Travis Scott, decided that he wants to do something that is surprisingly unheard of. He wants to trademark or use the name Cactus Jack.
Huh.
Now, this seems like deja vu, doesn't it? Because
did he not learn anything from P. Diddy?
A few episodes ago, that dumb fuck wanted to basically call himself Brother Love.
Brother Love, who will be at Raw 25th anniversary.
Does he not see... Oh, I hope he does the Brother Love show.
No, he is. Brother Love's going to be... They just announced it.
At the Barclays?
Oh, I don't know if they're going to do the Brother Love show.
Oh, come on.
But
it
he'll
has
be
to be
there.
done at the Barclays. Here is what's really getting to me right now. What the fuck is it with these rappers and these wrestling names that they want to switch them to wrestling names? Do these people not seem to understand the idea that, the name Cactus Jack, Brother Love, these are names that are all trademarked by World Wrestling Entertainment.
Absolutely.
Do they not hire lawyers? Did they smoke it all up? What the fuck is going on over there?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's weird. I know hip-hop has a lot of wrestling. A lot of them are wrestling fans. Like, they all love the Nature Boy Ric Flair. But you're right. Like, why just go ahead and trademark a name like that?
Like, what the hell?
It's unfair.
They have to have some sort of, like, attorney look this shit over. Somebody with a patent, a lawyer look this over. Come on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I just don't get it, man. So, it's like, it's a very simple one. You're an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Scott, you are a moron. If you don't know who the hell Cactus Jack is, and if you don't know, because obviously you're 25 years old and you don't know shit, all right? Like most of these jackass millennials don't, right? I'm not saying all, but I'm saying a good amount. Well, the thing about it is that get a fucking lawyer, man. Stop drinking up your money and stop smoking your money away and get somebody who can actually find out the facts. So you know what, Travis Scott, for that, I say to you simply this. Do you know what happens when dumb bastards like you and Brother Love over there, all right, P. Diddy, right, want to change their freaking names?
Here we go.
There's enough shit going on this earth between the wars, the politics, the money, the economy, all this other crap. And then I have to read on a main headline of USA Today that you stupid, blithering, dumb fuck, all right, have to come out with a fucking name like Cactus Jack. You know what happens? Huh, Travis Scott? You know what happens?
What happens? Tell him. Hit
Travis Scott, you've just been chewed out.
Nice.
Fuck.
Nice. That's how you do it. That, my friends, is chewed out.
The verbal beatings will continue like I'm Jim Cornette. Society enrages me like I'm Jim Cornette. God. I'm telling you, as long as there are stupid people doing stupid things, we will keep a segment known as Chewed Out. It's as simple as that.
Sounds good to me. It's our best segment.
Grief. I wonder if I can actually get a logistical breakdown of what a favorite segment is in this damn show. It's got to be that. It's got to be.
Maybe one day.
Just speaking with a voice for the people,
Absolutely. You are the voice for the voiceless.
Thank you. Now, speaking of turning the momentum from me to you, here it comes.
What do we got?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Anthony Chu, and I am the advocate for the new changed man, soon to be at the end of 2018. He is none other than my co-host, my tag team partner, my broadcasting partner, Larry Newman Mormon.
New man, far from new man, but...
So what's going on, man? The people want a progress report. What's going on with you?
I'm going to be my own hardest critic, but as you saw earlier, I'm trying to do a little bit better with the eating. I bought the seaweed. I bought some little rice cakes. So I'm trying to get a little better with the eating. I was at the gym last week. Actually, due to something happening, I do have the personal trainer for the next 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, so it wasn't a screw up on your part?
No.
It was on their part.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a screw up, just a miss. I don't know. One of my sessions wasn't registered, so technically I have like an extra session. So I'm going to be basically 3 weeks in a row. I'll be seeing the trainer. The only thing is, I'm starting to feel. I think I'm starting to get a little bit of cardio going good because I was able to hold my own a little bit more when we were working the ropes and things along those lines. But I again, my biggest deficit right now is going to be working past this thing where apparently, I don't know, my left arm is just not as strong as my right one, but I'm working on that. And just continue trying to learn how to eat right or eat smarter.
Okay. How's your weight been?
I haven't checked, to be honest with you. Hopefully it's maintaining. I've been doing a lot more water. I will, by next episode, I'll have an update as far as my weight and stuff.
Weight check, man.
Yeah, I will. I got to do it in the morning.
I think it's utterly important that,
You know what? Hold on. Let me pull it up here. Friend of mine did send me some information, though. Some people who have lost a tremendous amount of weight and their tips. Now, I'm springing this on you at very last minute, but 10 tips from people who have done it to lose 50 or more pounds.
Go for it.
So, number one here, hide your scale and full-length mirror. This woman lost 80 pounds over 4 years. I guess she just kind of, instead of focusing on what you look like, because, it's a marathon. You're never going to see it happen overnight. So I guess to you, it's never going to go away unless you, never see yourself. And then all of a sudden, wham, here I am, but very skinny.
Okay.
Number two, just get through one workout, even if it's your millionth time trying to take up exercise. This is coming from a gentleman, 42 years old, lost 74 pounds in about a year.
Wow. God damn. He makes my 58 look like a joke.
And honestly, again, if it's your millionth time trying to take up exercise, it doesn't matter if you started, stopped, as long as you keep starting again.
Absolutely.
Number three, set a super doable goal, like working out for 20 minutes twice a week. This coming from a woman who lost 70 pounds in about 14 months.
2 times a week?
Doable goals, such as working out for 20 minutes twice a week. That's a doable goal.
Yeah.
To start at. Number 4, learn how many calories are actually in the foods you eat. That kind of goes without saying. This is from someone who lost 50 pounds over 4 years. Number 5, take a break from processed carbs and white sugar. Again, kind of goes without saying.
Absolutely.
This woman lost 58 pounds over 8 months. Number 6, this one's more mental, but I can understand it. Write a letter to yourself about why you want to lose weight. That's definitely... And this woman lost 95 pounds in 18 months.
That's like a daily affirmation, pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 7, challenge yourself to give up dessert for a period of time. Coming from a gentleman who lost 60 pounds in over a year. Now, I'm not a big dessert eater anyway, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me neither.
Number 8, this one I do, walk everywhere. This woman lost 200 pounds in 2 years.
Wow.
You know what? I purposely park all the way in the back of the parking lot, whether I'm at work or shopping or something. I actually park the furthest away. So I do that.
It's good.
Number 9. Now this I started doing, and I'm going to do it again because it actually would make more sense for me. Work out with a Wii. Wii Fit.
See, I don't have one of those.
I do. I have a Wii and a Wii U. I still have the balance board. This woman lost 150 pounds in over 3 years. When I first moved out here, I started using Wii Fit. I started eating a little bit better, and I was getting compliments from people saying, hey, you look like you're losing weight. And number 10, this is the hardest thing for me to do, curb your fast food habit and learn to cook. This is coming from someone who lost 60 pounds in over a year.
You know why it's really hard to do that? Because, okay, like right now I'm in this contest with my coach, right? We want to go by body mass index and by poundage. And the thing that makes that really difficult is the fact that, like, if you were married, like he's married, right? So he has a wife that will help prepare his meals for him, And I heard she's a good cook too.
Okay.
But for me and you, we're both bachelors. We're single. So it's hard for us because we pretty much don't want to come home after a long day of work and go into our kitchens and break our kitchens down just to feed ourselves for 15, 20 minutes and then have to go do a cleanup job. It's like, and then, it's like if I was married, I'd have my wife do my meals for me, or I would help her and we could both meal prep together. Mm-hmm. That way it's a lot easier, mm-hmm. But we don't have that luxury. So what it is that the fastest and easiest way for us to eat is to basically go to a pizza place, to go to some place and just get something really quick over there and go,
Absolutely.
So my whole mentality of that is to basically, for me, it's the hardest thing to do. The physical stuff is not even the hardest thing anymore. It's the eating aspect of it and what I intake, Now, like tomorrow, the last 2 days I've been taking it a little bit easy, but come tomorrow, man, I meal prepped. I have I did DDP Yoga's broccoli, chicken, and cauliflower salad, and it's off the hook, dude. It has red onion, it has pickles, it has light pickles, it has bacon in it. It has raisins, sunflower seeds. Mm-hmm. So all that put together is going to make a really unique salad. One thing I love about his wrestle peas, as he calls it, is the idea that not one recipe is bad for you and it all tastes good. It's just off the hook.
Okay.
I even did a chicken salad with it one time. It's unbelievable. It's easy to keep, easy to do as well. You can make a load of it for yourself for like days.
Mm-hmm.
Also, with me, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do DDP yoga early in the morning. And I'm going to do wake up and then I'm going to do I'm going to do an exercise called energy as part of the DDP yoga workout. I wish we were endorsed by him because that is an awesome program, man. And speaking of DDP, when we talk about just when we thought we were out, they pull us back in tour of 2018. I'm going to call right now one of the stops that we need to make by the end of the year is me and you go to Smyrna, Georgia, and we go to the DDP Yoga Performance Center. And when we go there, not only do we take a class, but my biggest dream in the world would be to go. They have, by the way, in that performance center, a production side.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a video of what's inside his performance center?
Well, I did watch. I watched the interview that he did with Cody.
Okay, so if you ever go to the DDP Yoga Performance Center, they show you an intro video, and he takes you through a tour of the facility. Bro, there is a production side where you literally can go into a production booth, hook up your stuff, and do a cooking show, a podcast, a live stream, whatever you want. And I would love, my biggest dream for 2018 is to go there, do the class, have it filmed, all right, that we're doing DDP yoga. That's why I'm telling you to do your DDP yoga, goddammit. Fucking so when we get there, we know what we're doing. Even if we take the beginner's class, I don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. But the whole point of it is to do the yin and the yang over there, and then here's the cake. Here's the cream of the crop. The icing on the cake would be to have DDP as our guest.
Oh, wow.
Or Stevie Richards, because he's a teacher there.
Is he really?
Yeah. He's a licensed DDP yoga instructor.
Huh.
How insane would it be?
That would be nuts.
To have DDP on our podcast.
Feel the bang.
That would be awesome, bro.
All right, well, that could be a goal. Absolutely.
I would certainly hope so. Certainly. So, speaking of just when we thought we were out, they pull us back in tour. You want to give them some headline dates?
Let's talk about it. This coming Monday, The Yin and The Yang, the anti-USW, will be live from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York for the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. Finally, anti-USW invades the WWE. You thought the Elite was invading the WWE? You thought the Bullet Club was invading the WWE? No way. Vince McMahon has to be on the lookout for us too. The man who took down USW, who single-handedly dominated USW, and we are taking over Monday Night Raw. That is.
And yet you're being inducted into the USW Hall of Fame.
Well,
Great.
That is true. So Monday, January 22nd, we have Raw. And then after that, what do we got happening? Oh, well, the Retro Gamers are going to be in Brooklyn.
That's right.
February 17th, Aviators, over at Floyd Bennett Field, Aviator Retro Gaming Tournament and Expo. The Retro Gamers, we will be there live. We will be live streaming. We will do a podcast. We have a table we will have set up at the show with games to play. Come check us out. And remember, if you go and purchase tickets through Eventbrite, use code RetroGamersPod to save 20% off adult and tournament admission tickets. And the tournament's going on. MLB Slugfest.
Ooh.
NFL Blitz.
Ooh.
NBA Jam.
Oh.
NHL 94.
Yes.
And WWF No Mercy.
Yeah. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
So check us out. Please go. Use the code. Save money. But come and you can buy stuff. There'll be trading posts. There'll be vendors there. Come check out the Retro Gamers at the Aviators Retro Gaming Tournament and Expo, Saturday, February 17th.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and continuing full steam ahead, we also have Chiller Theater on April 29th. On a Sunday, the anti-USW, meaning the Yin and Yang crew, will be there. We will be doing, once again, a live stream. Last year when we did a live stream over at Chiller Theater, we recorded a record-shattering, nearly, at this point, almost 200 listeners. And that's why, and even on Spreaker, we recorded over 155 listeners for that one episode, so we really appreciate it. We're trying to hit these marks every week, folks. I mean, please, 10, 20, 30 is nice, 40, 50 is nice. I want goddamn 100 to 200, 300 listeners a week. That would be nice. I want a good fan following, so I'd appreciate it if you guys would just listen in. At the same time, mark it on your calendar if you're in Monroe, New Jersey, June. Oh, by the way, Chiller Theater is going to be in the Hilton Parsippany in Parsippany, New Jersey. Also, June 9th in Monroe, New Jersey at the Ramada. You will now find, basically, ladies and gentlemen, the Yin and Yang one more time at the Legends of the Ring. Right now, the only person signed on is D'Lo Brown. So maybe if you dressed up as New Jack and I dress up as Mustafa, we can have a gangsters reunion.
Oh, boy.
I'm serious. D'Lo is the only person signed on right now.
And he's probably working in janitor work.
Oh, now leave the man alone. I met him. He's a very nice man.
You're looking at the real deal now.
Woo! So, ladies and gentlemen, other than that, the week after WrestleMania, my good friend, my broadcasting partner, my childhood friend is going into the USW Hall of Fame. We will have this is a private event. Unfortunately, guys, I really wish that the Commandos and the Militants would be there, but it is a private ceremony held by USW Productions, not anti-USW Productions, because they're not as good as us. But they are inducting the very first USW Heavyweight Champion of the world. So other than that, you guys, I appreciate it. I really, really am very grateful for everyone. So I want everybody to do me a favor here. And just please work out, take care of yourselves, eat right, and just take care of the people around you. For your body is your temple, and through you doing positivity, everyone around you will also be positive as well. We never underestimate the power you give yourself when you believe in you, and never underestimate the power you give to others when you believe in them. Now, wait a minute. Before we go, let me just say this. I want to know how come, it's like Rippo didn't come up to me and ask me to be inducted into the USW Hall of Fame. I'm your two-time USW champ.
Don't be jealous.
Don't interrupt me. I'm trying to talk to the people here.
I get it. Don't be. What are you going to do? You're not going to do it. You're over in the other studio. But don't be jealous. All right. It's like, excuse me for one moment. Your lackey just came in.
I'd say it's not my goddamn intern.
What do you want? What is that in your hand? What? Wait, what? Ugh.
Oh, shit. Larry, are you there? Holy smokes. I think he's just got knocked out. Well, like they said in the movie Friday, young man, you just got knocked the fuck out. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I guess I'm signing off my co-host. See you guys next week for episode 18 when we get out and we become legal or barely legal. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Enjoy. Be good to one another, and you can't teach that. Peace.